have played a game of beer pong at a party or two before. But I bet you have never wondered where such an awesome college party game came from. Today I would like to educate you on the history and various rules of beer pong. I have plenty of experience with various house rules, including my own, and I have been currently researching this topic for several weeks. I have also been an avid beer pong player/champion myself for almost 2 years now. Most college students like you have engaged in many drinking games, beer pong being the most popular. Today I will explain the history behind beer pong, the typical setup and objective of the game, and the various rules used to play it. I would first like to discuss where beer pong game originated from. The game we call beer pong today is not what we think it is. True beer pong is according to TrueBeerRoot.com, true beer pong is a game played with paddles that was an attempt to associate drinking with ping pong in the 1950s, and it was created by students at Dartmouth University. The game in which ping pong balls are tossed into cups of beer at opposite ends of a table was actually named Beirut in the 1980s. Students from Lehigh University came up with the name after making the comparison between throwing the ping pong balls and landing them in the cups with the bombings of East Beirut and West Beirut in the 1970s. Now that you know a little history behind the game of beer pong, or Beirut, I would like to explain how the game is played. The initial setup and objective of beer pong remains relatively the same from house to house. Setup of Beirut typically includes 6 to 10 plastic cups arranged in a triangle on both ends of the table, filled about 1/3 of the way with beer of choice, along with a single cup of rinsing water on each side of the table for rinsing the ball. Players may play one-on-one or in teams of 2 or more. The object of the game is to toss the ping pong balls into the cups of beer on the opposite side of the table. If a player makes a cup, the opposing team must drink the beer from that cup. And I have a demonstration video for you guys.
How to play beer pong, or Beirut. Don't waste precious time bickering over the name of this classic drinking game. That beer's not getting any colder, and your logic skills certainly aren't getting any sharper. You will need 2 to 6 people, a long rectangular table, like a ping pong table, 20 16-ounce plastic cups, plenty of beer, 2 to 4 ping pong balls, hand-eye coordination. Optional, 2 cups of water. Step 1. Fill 20 cups 1/3 of the way or less with beer. This game doesn't call for the finest microbrew beer. Think cheap and light for a smooth journey down the hatch. Step 2. Arrange the plastic cups in 2 triangles of 10 cups each on opposite ends of the table with the tips pointing toward the center. Step 3. Pick 2-person teams, 1 for each end of the table. Step 4. One person begins the game by trying to toss a ping pong ball in one of the other team's cups. It doesn't matter which one. The toss is all on the wrist. Hold the ball at about eye level, lean in, and lob it up so it drops down into the cup. Step 5. If the ball makes it in, a member of the opposing team has to drink the cup of beer it landed in. If the ball misses, it's the other team's turn. Step 6. If you accidentally throw the ball into your opponent's already empty cup, you have to drink one of your own beers. Set aside a cup filled with water on each side of the table so the ball can be rinsed off if it lands on the floor. Step 7. Reform the triangle as you play. When there are only 6 cups of beer on a side, make a smaller triangle. Then do so again when there are only 3 cups. Step 8. Keep going until one team wipes out all the cups on the other side. As the winner, they get to make the losers drink the remaining cups on their own side. Did you know 77% of college students call the game beer pong, while only 23% use the moniker Beirut?
The end. Oh no, I don't want to start it over. Okay, and that YouTube video leads me to my next main point, and which is the rules of beer pong. Although the objective and setup of the game remains the same, there are various rules of beer pong that vary from house to house, known as house rules. Some of these house rules involve bouncing, re-racking, rim shots, spills, and rebuttals. When it is the player's turn, he or she either has the option to toss the ball into a cup or bounce it on either a table or something else, depending on the house. time making it into the cup. Bouncing the ball has its advantages because if the player makes it into the cup, the opposing team has to drink not just 1 cup, but 2 cups of beer. Bouncing the ball, however, the opposing players may try to swat the ball away from the cup after it has been bounced. Re-racking occurs when cups are being pulled and holes begin to appear in the arrangement, and a player requests that the opposing team puts the cups into another triangle, diamond, or other form depending on the house. If a team decides that they want to re-rack the cups on the opposite side, they must do before their turn begins. There is no re-racking during mid-turn. Depending on the house, players may only be able to request a re-rack no more than twice during a game. When the ball circles the rim of a cup, the shot is not yet complete, and the opposing players may try to blow or flick the ball away from the cup to prevent it from going in. This is what happens when a rim shot occurs. When a player spills a cup, the other team has an advantage because the cup is pulled and is no longer in play, which means 1 less cup for the other team to worry about. If a player makes the last cup on the other end of the table, the opposing team has a chance to make rebuttal shots until they miss. This gives that team a chance to make a comeback and possibly win the game or cause it to go into overtime. These are only some of the rules of beer pong. Today, I have taught you where and how to play beer pong, or Barut, or where Barut was created, what the objective is, and the initial setup, as well as some of the many house rules associated with the game. Now that you learn more about college's most popular drinking game, let's go out and party.
So Gerald, what did you think?
Okay, I think that she gave a good historical background of how the beer pong was created, and she had good transitions between her main points, and the video explained to her audience her topic, which is good for informative speeches, and she spoke slowly, which made it easy for her audience to understand, and some information lacked source citation, and her conclusion clearly summarizes her main points.
Okay. I like the exit line too. The opening section's pretty good. The topic's clearly set up at the beginning. I didn't think your thesis was as sharp, but you had a very good preview of what the contents of the speech were going to be. In the first part of the speech, when you're talking about the historical information, there's good information there, but we're not getting any source citation on that. The rule variations that you come up with later are those house rules. Is there an international beer pong association that comes up with these rules, or is this just like the house rules that you guys created for yourself?
No, there's actually like a website.
Yeah. So you ought to cite those kinds of things in the speech. You know, and on the variations, for instance, that's the most complicated part of the speech, and that's the part of the speech that you don't have any visuals on, and I think it would have been helpful maybe to have 1 or 2 quick charts that you could show, here's how this works differently, or here's the configuration change that you're talking about. The video clip basically recapped almost everything you had said right beforehand. So in essence, it was like a repeat of what you had just described. It might have made more sense, for instance, to leave the sound off, use the video clip as your visual information while you're talking about your descriptions, and just start and stop it, pause it at the particular points, for instance, when you're going through that, instead of having to repeat the whole thing, because it's like it's a 2-minute chunk of the speech that's on a continuous loop, which also comes up at the end because it starts again. So it's just a little ironic that happened. Like I said, I think the visuals probably could have been extended in that second half when you've got all those variations. And you could also put that web page up there so that everybody could find it. What is it, True Brew? TrueBarut. Yeah. Oh, True Barut. And that's the other thing. This is one of those pronunciation things. Have you guys heard it said that way before?
Beirut.
Yeah, usually I've heard it long A sound, as opposed to that E type sound, Beirut, as opposed to Beirut, yeah. Baroot, I'm like, Baroot. You know, I was Baroot on my butt when I fell down, but, you know, it's a little bit different. Okay.